Everything from hand trucks to garden wagons to luggage carts use these split rim wheels with tube-type pneumatic tires for heavy loads. But does their unique, seemingly DIY-friendly design make it practical and cost-effective to repair rather than replace them? Let's find out, right now, here on Shop Tales and Lore. If you're a serious do-it-yourselfer or home workshop enthusiast looking for a variety of helpful content in one place, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified whenever we release a new video. And if we've helped you today, please take a moment to like, share, and comment below. It helps these videos reach more folks, and your comments help others as well. Thanks again. We use this platform cart almost daily to move cabinets, materials, and other heavy loads around the shop and between buildings. We've replaced all four wheels a couple of times over roughly 15 years, and generally a new wheel assembly complete with tire and tube can be found for about the same price as replacement tires and tubes alone. But breakdowns almost never happen at a convenient time, and when a wheel that was just 6 months old developed a significant air leak at a time when we couldn't spare the cart long enough to wait for a replacement wheel, we took a crack at repairing the old one. I started by removing the two cotter pins and washers that keep the wheel centered in its caster. I loosened the axle stop nut, which let me turn the axle bolt to get better access to the pins. By the way, the wheels that originally came on this cart had longer hubs that kept them centered in their mounts, but the wheels we've been able to find since then all have much shorter hubs, so our solution was to drill the axle bolts and flank the wheels with a couple of large washers and pins to keep them centered on their shafts. With the pins and stop nut removed, the wheel slips right off for a closer inspection. At the bench, I removed the retaining nuts and bolts to get access to the tube. This is probably the most appealing feature of working with these little wheels. They're much too small to fit into any kind of a conventional tire changer, but the split rim design makes them a snap to take apart and reassemble. With the tube out, I first checked inside the tire for any foreign object. Finding nothing, and with no obvious signs of a puncture or other damage, I added a little air to the tube and did a submersion test in water to locate the leak. And there it is. It's either a loose or faulty valve core. It turned out to be fully seated, not loose, so the tiny seal at the base of the core seemed to be the most likely suspect. I replaced the core with a new one, put a little air back in the tube, and repeated the water test. And there we go. Problem solved. Reassembling the wheel is just as straightforward as taking it apart. The main idea is to keep the tube from getting pinched between the tire rim and the wheel sections. Tubes for larger utility wheels like those found on riding mowers usually have a guide stripe printed on them in some contrasting color to help install the tube in the right orientation, but the diameter of these tubes is so small that they're not likely to get twisted during assembly. Keeping a small amount of air in the tube to give it a little shape also helps. So there you have it. We were back in business with a minimal investment of time and effort. On the other hand, in terms of routine maintenance, if you have the option of picking up these wheel and tire assemblies ahead of time and just keeping them on hand for quick replacements, that may be a more practical solution than going to the trouble of repairing something that can often be found on sale for under $10. But they can be repaired in a pinch, and without the headaches we normally think of when it comes to mounting and demounting tires.